You are watching the Midtable Up Podcast highlights. Please put your foot through the like button and subscribe to the channel. Make sure to follow us on our social media and on Spotify and the podcasts app.
But at the minute, his career is going in the wrong direction. Dele Alli.
Wow. This is a good one. I like this.
Oh, wow. I love that take.
For our viewers at home, George has just ejaculated.
No, I think that's a very good take. Okay, Simon, explain.
So, obviously, Dele Alli, 18-19, gets a big move to Tottenham, £5 million. And for the first 2 years, looks absolutely worth every penny, and Tottenham have got the bargain of the century.
Oh, he was incredible.
Scored, I think, 20 goals, or 15 goals, didn't he, that first season? As an 18,
like
19-year-old kid.
To be honest with you,
looked...
he reminded me of Frank Lampard. Yeah. In terms of his positioning and getting into the box, I genuinely thought those first 2 years that by the time he was going to be done, he would have had a similar kind of goals to game ratio that Frank Lampard had from midfield, because he had it all really. He had a great positional awareness to get into the box. He always seemed to be in the right place at the right time, which is rare enough for strikers in a lot of cases, but for a midfielder. And he could play, he was technically gifted, he had an eye for a pass, and yeah, as you said, there's still obviously time for him to claw it back, and he has to move. Let's be real.
Yeah,
Mourinho doesn't fancy him.
This is what I was going to say. I think he can recover his career, but at the minute he's frozen out at Tottenham. He's playing behind second fiddle to a lot of players, and he looks completely out in the cold, and I don't quite know, I can't put my finger on why it happened, really. He had a couple of injuries, didn't he? But he looks a completely different player. I mean, Mourinho made that joke, didn't he, of, oh, where's Dele Alli? Yeah. Are you his brother? Like, that was where he was at in his career. Like, he'd lost all the ability to score goals, he didn't look confident, and he now doesn't play at all. And it's really sad because he's only, 24? He should be coming now into his peak and starting to dominate games for club, for country, and he's completely out of the game. And it's sad to see, because I really liked, as you say, I liked the look of him when he broke through. Big player, loved to get on the ball. Scored big goals, didn't he? He scored against Chelsea.
Oh, he did.
He loved the big games. He scored big goals. And now he's just not even remotely on anybody's radar. Well, he had
that great partnership with Kane. I completely agree. He had that great partnership with Kane that seems to have, obviously now it's Son and Kane, as of talking in 2020, and he's gone right off the boil. I will ask you this: do you think that part of, obviously he's had a few injuries, so we've got to put that out there. But do you think part of his almost regression has been, down to attitude, or do you think, maybe it's a little bit harsh to throw that at him?
I think it's hard because we obviously don't see him day to day to kind of judge that. His attitude on the pitch since Mourinho took over.
Do you think the Prime documentary kind of opened some new eyes to it though? Because
I would, just to follow on that, I think you're right. Mourinho doesn't dislike him as a player. I think Mourinho I think Mourinho actually likes the way he plays. I think the thing he hates about him is that he comes across as lazy. He doesn't do a lot of running. Yeah. He doesn't run back. He doesn't, he doesn't put in a defensive shift when you need to. And those are all things that Mourinho likes. Now, we can do a whole nother 1 million hour podcast about Jose Mourinho. But
we could.
What I agree with you. He's not, he hasn't really had great spells under Mourinho right now, and Simon, it is too early to call ultimately.
Yeah, it's one of those choices that's either going to age like fine wine or age like milk ultimately. But yeah, no, I do think that's an interesting shout, because as you said, he is kind of on that path. Obviously, he's not too far down it at the minute. There's still time to get his career back on track.
I think it's do or die time for Dele Alli now. He needs to decide right now how much he wants this. Is he prepared to go and make a bold move and move somewhere else and get maybe less money, I don't know, whatever. But he now needs to decide, am I going to put the work in to get to the levels that it looked like I was going to get to? Because I think a little bit what happened was teams started to work out Dele Alli, how to play against him, which is
a little bit.
It's what happens as a top player. You then need to find the answers to stop that working. You look at, I think teams for a while thought they worked out Ronaldo, but he then found a way to up his level even more, and that's how you become world class. Is you keep striving to be better and better. And it's now his time to decide whether he wants to do that or not.
That's the final whistle. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Midtable Up Podcast. If you enjoy our top 10 lists, please make sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook. Let us know what you would have done differently. If you watch this episode on YouTube, make sure to put your foot through that subscribe button and leave a like on the video, as well as follow us on Spotify and the Podcasts app to keep up to date with the series. Thank you very much. See you next time.